Hosea chapter 11. My son called out. When Israel was a youth, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. They called out to them, but they departed from their presence. They kept sacrificing to the Baalim and burning incense up to idols. Yet it was I who taught Ephraim to walk. I took them on my arms, but they never acknowledged that I had healed them. With human cords I was drawing them, with bonds of love, and I became to them. As one lifting a yoke from their jaws, I bent down to them and fed them. He will not return to the land of Egypt, but the Assyrian will be his king, because they refused to return. So a sword will fall on his cities, and destroy and devour his gate bars because of their own counsels. So my people are bent on turning from me. Although they are being called upwards, none will rise up. How can I give you up, Ephraim? How can I surrender you, Israel? How can I make you like Admah? How can I set you as Zeboim? My heart is turning over within me. My compassions are kindled. I will not vent my fierce anger. I will not destroy Ephraim, for I am God, not man, the Holy One in the midst of you, and I will not come in fury. They will walk after Adonai. He will roar like a lion. Indeed, he will roar, and the children will come trembling from the west. They will come trembling like a bird out of Egypt, like a dove of the land of Assyria, and I will settle them in their houses. It is a declaration of Adonai. Ephraim, Hosea chapter 12. Ephraim multiplies lies. Ephraim sounded me with lies, and the house of Israel with deceit. Though Judah roams relentlessly with God, yet he is faithful with holy things. Ephraim is grazing on wind and pursuing the east wind. All the days he multiplies lies and ruin, making a pact with Assyria while carrying oil to Egypt. Adonai also has a dispute with Judah. He will punish Jacob for his ways, repaying him for his deeds. In the womb he grasped his brother's heel, and in his vigor he strove with God. Yet he wrestled with the angel and won. He wept and sought his favor. At Bethel he will find us, and there he will speak with us. Even Adonai Elohi Zavat. Adonai is his memorial name. So you should return to your God. Keep covenant loyalty and justice, and wait for your God continually. A merchant loves to extort, with deceptive balances in his hand. Now Ephraim has said, how rich I have become. I found wealth by myself. I won't be guilty of any sin with any of my property. Yet I have been Adonai your God since the land of Egypt. I will yet again make you dwell in tents as the day of the Moed. I also spoke through the prophets, and I multiplied visions. Now through the prophets I will make parables. Since Gilead is full of iniquity, they are utterly worthless. In Gilgal they sacrifice bulls. Even their altars will become heaps of rocks, along with furrows of my field. Now Jacob fled to the field of Aram, when Israel served for a wife. Yes, he kept watch for a wife. So by a prophet Adonai brought Israel up out of Egypt, and by a prophet he was kept. Ephraim has provoked bitter anger, so his blood guilt will remain on him. His Lord will pay him for his contempt. Hosea chapter 13. No other Savior. When Ephraim spoke, there was trembling. He exalted himself in Israel, but he became guilty through Baal and died. But now they sin more and more. They made themselves molten images, idols skillfully made from their silver. All of them from the work of craftsmen, they say about them. Let those who sacrifice kiss the calves. Therefore they will be like morning clouds, like dew passing away early, like chaff blown from the threshing floor, or like smoke from a chimney. Yet I have been Adonai your God since the land of Egypt. You should know no God but me, and there is no Savior apart from me. I myself knew you in the wilderness, in a land of terrible drought. While they were fed, they were satisfied. Filled their hearts become haughty, therefore they forgot me. So I became like a lion to them, like a leopard lying in wait by the way. I will meet them like a bear, robbed of her cubs, and I will tear open their chests. There I will devour them like a lioness. A beast of the field will rip them to shreds. It has corrupted you, O Israel, for you are against me, against your helper. Where then is your king? So will he save you in all your cities, or your judges to whom you said, give me a king and princes? I give you a king in my anger and take him away in my wrath. Ephraim is bound by iniquity. His sin is treasured up. Pains of birth come on him. He is not a wise son. When the time comes, he should not delay at the opening of the womb. Should I ransom them from the hand of Sheol? Should I redeem them from death? O death, where are your plagues? O Sheol, where is your sting? Comfort is hidden from my eyes. Because he is the son of kinsman, he should have been fruitful. An east wind will come, the wind from Adonai, coming up from the wilderness. His spring will become dry, and his fountain will dry up. He will plunder the treasury of every precious vessel. Hosea chapter 14. Salvation like dew for Israel. Samaria will bear her guilt, for she has rebelled against her God. They will fall by the sword, their infants dashed to pieces, their pregnant women ripped open. For you have stumbled in your iniquity. Take words with you and return to Adonai. Say to him, take away all iniquity and accept what is good, so we may repay with our offerings of our lips. Assyria will not save us. We will not ride on horses, and we will never again say, our God, to the work of our hands. For with you orphans find mercy. I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely. For my anger will turn away from him. I will be like dew for Israel. He will blossom like a lily and thrust out his roots like Lebanon. His tender roots will spread out. His beauty will be like an olive tree, and his fragrance will be like Lebanon. Those dwelling in his shadow will return. They will grow grain and bud like a vine. His renown will be like the wine of Lebanon. Ephraim, what more are idols to me? I have responded and observed him. I will be like a luxuriant cypress tree. From me will be found your fruit. Who is wise? Let him discern these things. Who is intelligent? Let him know them. For the ways of Adonai are straight, and the just walk in them, but the wicked stumble in them.